The Fallout modding community never ceases to amaze. Modders have been cleaning up after Bethesda for years by patching bugs and re-implementing cut content from the Fallout games. And even now, some incredible and original mod projects are in the works, like Nuevo Mexico, Fallout Miami, Fallout 4 New Vegas, and many more massive projects. But let's leave all that aside. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the modding community's craziest and most retarded creations. Some are slightly offensive, while others are just unhinged. So without further ado, let's start off strong with... This mod answers the question, what if Donald Trump were to make a Fallout mod?
Even our nuclear arsenal doesn't work.
This mod is so unhinged, it puts the state of Florida to shame. Why do I make those remarks? Because... replaces the majority of Fallout 4's non-white characters with their white alternative. He even turned the Nacanos from the Far Harbor DLC into generic Americans now dubbed the Mutants.
My daughter is missing. It all started with this damn radio.
The radio was her latest project.
The mod also replaces some of the major female characters with males in their stead.
You do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Every so often people come asking me about delving into a dead person's brain, and the answer is always the same. The memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Especially since men playing weak roles were made female, while women with a dominant or strong role were made male.
I think you missed a spot, Scab. Sweep that patch again.
Please, just leave me alone. I'm doing my best, okay?
Hey, you shoot my help and you're gonna be the one pushing that broom. You got that, tough guy?
Just having a little fun, Granny.
Please, just leave me alone. I'm doing my best, okay?
Hey, stop harassing Karina. Don't you boys already have enough girls to torment?
Shut the f*** up, Grandma.
Like, for example, the switch between Marcy and John Long. John is now more assertive.
I guess our lives are in your hands now.
While Marcy just sobs the whole time. I'm not gonna lie, I hated Marcy Long, so maybe this particular swap isn't all that bad. The mod author justifies this by saying it's all for the sake of accurate gender roles. Even went as far as to remodel the Robco Soltron to have a more masculine body shape.
They fucking removed Cleo's tits!
What are you?
I'm a woman, baby. Can't you tell?
You don't look like any woman I've ever seen.
Then you are mentally retarded.
Preston Garvey was turned into a ginger with a stereotypical Boston accent.
I've gotten word about a settlement that's being threatened by raiders.
This mod has actually made Preston even more annoying.
I'll mark it on you, ma'am.
The changes are not all bad, however, I must admit.
It's no exaggeration to say that they're superior in almost every way.
Sometimes the new voice acting and characters are just better than their vanilla counterparts.
Could you say that like Dr. Frankenstein?
Ego, fetch me the brain.
No?
No, I will not. Now, do you have it?
Ego, fetch me the brain.
No?
That's funny. I like that. Igor, fetch me the brain.
The mod took a whole year to create, and it's absurd how much effort was put into such project. He's hired professional voice actors for God's sake. The author claims he wanted the Commonwealth to more accurately represent a 1950s America. Then he said that he just wanted to turn heads and get attention with his controversial mod. And he claimed at some point that he just wanted Fallout 4 to have less diversity. So which is it? Anyway, this mod was removed from the Nexus and ModDB, then the author was banned. Keeping up with the theme of NPC changes, let's up the estrogen levels in Fallout 3 with female Wasteland. This mod turns the Washington DC Wasteland into the average gamer's paradise by replacing all generic, non-named male NPCs with females in their stead. The mod author states that the reason they went through all the trouble of editing NPCs in GEC, turning them into women, was because, can you guess? Well, if you guessed anything other than it's because they want to edge themselves to bouncing boobies, you'd be wrong. So apparently, with the right set of mods, you can essentially turn Fallout 3 into the Playboy Mansion. Speaking of intentions, if you have any intention of purchasing Starfield, but lack the riches required, I got you covered, boo-boo, come here. Modders brought Starfield to Fallout 4, so now you can enjoy Starfield with all the mods that are already available for Fallout 4. You don't have to wait for the Starfield creation kit. The experience, I must say, is lacking some of the crucial aspects of Starfield, like NPCs transporting into the Minus Realm and ancient bugs from the times of GTA San Andreas. Truly, with Starfield, we have moved the gaming industry forwards, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, is that NPC fapping? Amazing. Back to the mod. I was just kidding. This is a joke mod that gives every NPC in the game a spacesuit. Maybe not with this mod. Modders won't have to move on to Starfield and they'll keep working on mods for Fallout, right? Please, I beg you. You know who else was begging? The victims of the Cannibal in Concord. This part of the video is quite disturbing. I advise you to skip ahead to the next mod showcase. You have been warned. This mod adds a new interior location in Concord. It's the house of one of the most evil and deranged serial killers in human history, Albert Fish. Outside the front door, you see 2 welcome doormats. So, of course you go inside. Why wouldn't you? Upon making your way inside the house,
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
There's bodies all over the place. Flesh and blood paint the house, which I must say is a bold choice for interior design. You'll come to find some notes scattered around the house that include within them the actual real-life quotes from Albert Fish. This serial killer took pleasure in letting the victim's loved ones know the horrific details of how he defiled and devoured his victim. His victims were often children and homosexual males, but he would refer to them as breakfast and dinner. He once seduced a young man and later chopped his dick in half. He also attempted to eat one of his victims' dick and balls. He also attempted to eat one of his victims' dick and balls. I cannot say this line without laughing my ass off. He also attempted to eat one of his victims' dick and balls. Albert is one of the few people who would have probably enjoyed a mod that replaces females with more males in Fallout 4. But what concerns me most is that the mod author seems to have enjoyed their time creating this experience. It's almost as if they're idolizing Albert Fish. Because at its core, Cannibal in Concord is just a hide and seek between you and the keys you need to unlock doors to progress further into the house. It seems they used this structure just to guide you through their gallery of masochistic creations throughout the house. At some point, you even have to kill this little kitty over here so that you can extract a key from within its insides. When asked if there's some kind of sick freak, they answered, "No, I promise."
Are you sure about that?
Honestly, after Fertile Breeder from the last video, I can only imagine what else the modding community is capable of. For all we know, T9X69 could be a serial killer themselves. Whilst we're on the subject of cannibalism, might as well mention the mod Acquired Immunity, which lets you eat the baby from the Pit DLC in Fallout 3, but you can only do it if you possess the Cannibal perk. When you're done with your meal, you'll gain a ton of bad karma, and every NPC in the pit will want you dead. For those who don't know, that baby was born with radiation immunity, and the 2 main factions in the DLC were vying for the baby. And the option to eat the baby yourself is so Fallout. It gives the player a way to screw everything up by being an evil piece of garbage. And it's all worth it because after eating her, you'll have gained radiation immunity for the rest of the game. There's a TTW version of this mod available as well in case you're interested in baby flesh with a side dish of radiation immunity. But in case you're more interested in nurturing babies rather than eating them, check out a Tribe of 2. A Tribe of 2 is a very unique companion mod that lets you take a baby girl under your wing. You'll have to make sure she stays safe and fed, in addition to managing your own needs as well. If you're using Tale of Two Wastelands, upon traveling from the capital to the Mojave, she'll grow up and turn into a companion because the events of Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 are 4 years apart. You can find the infant child at a raider camp near Dukov's place. As you approach the camp and fight off the human scum, you'll actually be able to hear the baby cry.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
Which made the situation more dramatic. When the smoke clears, you'll have 3 options regarding what to do with the baby. Walk away, put her out of her misery, eat her, or take her with you. Upon kidnapping the baby, she'll begin to cry, non-stop.
Shut up!
How do we fix this? Put her out of her misery. You either feed it, sing to it, or tend to her needs in general using an item called the Baby Status Checker, which will be placed in your weapons inventory upon picking her up. Some of the new items like baby food and Brahmin milk can be bought off vendors, but certain items like the baby earplugs and radiation suit must be crafted by the player. Oh, and you can now milk Brahmin to feed the baby. You can breastfeed the baby if you're playing a female character as well. That's attention to detail right there. If you happen to find yourself to be an irresponsible parent, you could also hand the baby over to a companion. But if you can handle taking care of her, this will add so much more purpose behind every encounter in the game. Heading over to the Super Duper Mart for some quick loot, sneaking will be a difficult approach because if the baby starts crying, the raiders will be able to hear it and detect you. You'll feel the pressure and responsibility of having to protect the child. You're no longer just fighting to survive, you're also fighting to help create a better future for your baby. It's just you and your baby against the world. No other parents to relate to, no other babies for your child to be friends with. That's unimmersive. But with the Wasteland Baby project, you and your baby will no longer feel this loneliness.
Those who dwell here in his favored land.
This mod will add babies in backpacks to the level list of NPCs like Raiders, Megaton Settlers, and Wastelanders. Now you'll think twice before massacring an entire town of NPCs. How could you? Just look at those innocent little... However, some of us would rather use babies as Fat Man ammunition. This mod is the literal interpretation of the song Atom Bomb Baby by 5 Stars. It turns all the mini-nukes in the game into Sean. Despite this being a dark, satirical joke, seeing the soldier in the shelter pod at Lexington hold onto a baby instead of a mini-nuke is kinda wholesome. But now, since we're using Baby Sean as Fat Man ammo, what use do we have for mini-nukes? 2 words. Nuclear football.
Look at this, Jim. This is like how you ran in high school. Look at that. Perfect form.
And he's got a touchdown!
Watch the athleticism.
He is Houdini! What a play! Oh, whoa! What a hit! And it is no good! He missed it! Are you kidding me? The season can't end like that!
They have to go deep into the end zone.
Unbelievable! Mike Thomas! Touchdown Jay! Touchdown!
Unbelievable touchdown!
This mod is a literal interpretation of the term used to describe the emergency briefcase carried by US presidents. But wait a minute, if we're playing football with mini-nukes and using Baby Sean as ammo for the Fat Man, then what's left for us to use as our infant child? That's where the mod Immersive Baby Replacer comes in. No explanation required, it's all in the name. Very immersive.
I'm not giving you Sean!
But you know what's not immersive? Fallout: The Frontier.
A lot of humans find us attractive.
Are you serious?
This ginormous Fallout New Vegas total conversion mod is the most offensive project to the Fallout community. Yeah, the Frontier has an awesome map with tons of new content, some fun quests, scars, and vehicular combat. That's all good, everybody liked that. But there are 4 main things within the mod that outraged Fallout fans. Number 1, you can convince an 18-year-old redhead Asian girl with low self-esteem to become your slave because no one will ever love her but you.
If it's what I have to do to not be alone, give me the collar, Master.
Gear up, soldier! Motherfucker!
What the fuck was that?
To make this encounter even more questionable, you can find a note on America that lets you know she had just turned 18 recently. Now, I for one enjoy the opportunities to do some crazy stuff in Fallout, like sending ghouls to space or blowing up an entire town, killing all the women and children, but that is where I draw the line. This is just disturbing. Number 2, sex with a mother deathclaw.
Nope.
Number 3, lore-breaking content. For example, the sewers are inhabited by junky snake people and you get to party with them, then of course you sleep with their queen. And number 4, during the NCR questline, the devs thought it was a great idea to have the player take control of another, more badass schmuck from the NCR to rescue themselves. Making players play as someone other than the character they've created is a big no-no in RPG games. All that, and we've only just scratched the surface. It's unfathomable how this amount of insanity can exist within a mod project with everybody just thinking, oh yeah, this is just fine, the fans will love this. Anyway, for our final mod in the video, we're taking a look at one that definitely deserves a spot on the list. You'll experience a small Vault-Tec adventure to defeat a Revolted Vault Professor. Before any of that though, let's rewind a bit. First, you'll need to head inside the Concord speakeasy. Upon entering, you'll notice the building reeks of sweat. Make your way up the stairs, head inside this room, and you'll come to see what seems to be the corpse of a League of Legends player. You see a busty vault dweller dancing on the screen, but of course, just like any good piece of Bethesda content, it's locked behind a paywall. Before we dive deeper, I urge you to experience this mod yourself before watching the rest of this video. This is your spoiler warning. After you pay a hefty bit of bottle caps, you launch the game. Right off the bat, you are met with the 2 pillars of charm that make this mod so awesome: the PlayStation 1 graphics and monotone AI voice acting.
Overseer, we have a dire situation. I will fill you in.
You set off on your quest, and aside from the occasional encounter with ghoulified vault residents, which do make for a great appetizer by the way, you come across your first real obstacle, a piano.
It seems I can't play.
You find a lady that teaches you an ancient technique to play the piano.
Hello again. Tell me, can you teach me to use a piano?
Of course. Have you tried hitting the keys with your fingers?
Fingers?
Once you're done conversing with Lara Croft's chest, you head back to the piano and absolutely crush it with a masterful performance. Later, you encounter this scared old man. What he says really gets to you.
Outsiders have entered the vault. One of them kissed me on the cheek. I will murder them all, to the max.
Venturing further, you'll find that the vault door is open and danger awaits you outside. From here, I won't go any further because I want you to experience the rest of this for yourselves. Revolted is a hilarious journey with some badass lines, and you'll get an equally badass set of armor and weapons after completing the quest mod.
YouTube never changes. Smash like and subscribe.